KSYM, San Antonio College Radio. This is the Urban Suite D Major, Cheryl Metal. And joining us in studio, we have our friends from Artist Dev in studio. How are you this evening?
We're doing wonderful. How are you?
I am great. Please, for everyone here, introduce yourselves individually.
Yeah, sure. Hey, everybody. My name is David Chavetta. I go by Ominous Music Style. I'm 1/3 of the company Artist Dev. I've been a producer, been making sad, emo, hip-hop music for 8 years now. And kind of now my big focus is just helping local talent prosper. I go to a bunch of events and just vibing out and helping develop talent.
Awesome.
Yeah, and my name is Adrian, aka Boom Chi Music. I've been a mix engineer for almost more than 15 years, and
15 years.
yeah, I've been doing rock, jazz, rap, hip hop, all kinds of stuff. I'm also getting into reggaeton. I'm also a producer. Been producing professionally for about 10 years now as well. So just kind of I love making music. I like to do things. So we've kind of like teamed up here at Artist Dev. David has some awesome business expertise, and he's also a creative, and I'm a creative, and we just said let's put our powers together and help out artists.
San Antonio Rise.
Yes. And you mentioned you had a third member who unfortunately could not be here with us. So explain him as well.
Yeah, Rico Rodriguez. He's kind of been like a scene veteran. Been involved here. Adrian has known him longer, so feel free to chime in. But he's kind of like our video arm.
Okay.
Does a lot of the video production. He manages artists, and he honestly, when we first started this, because I spent 2 years up in Canada, and then before that 5 years in Austin. So when I came back to San Antonio, I was like looking around, kind of like a deer in headlights. Like, what is the scene like? And he like really helped us. Like, this is who this is. This is who this is. This is how you should be respectful. And I'm like, okay.
Exactly. He's kind of been our tour guide and in kind of networking with a lot of the local artists, and because without him, really, he's kind of we would probably be marketing to no one, because like we just didn't know anybody at that time. So he's helped us out, and he's also been a driving force into the company. So it's great.
Okay. Before we get into the formation of the company, your own individual paths into music, how did that begin? Who would like to start?
Well, I've always been into music. I was actually my mom got me into choir when I was like 6. And then like went to a high school that was specialized in music. Actually, I got to sing. I was singing at the Meyerson in Dallas. Doing as a classically trained choir thing. And then from there, I was learning guitar at the time. And then 18, I became a session guitarist. I started getting into the music industry that way. I found out that touring life was just not for me, so I got into production, and I love it, and I've been on it ever since.
So the difference in your mind being a session musician there in studio and touring, the pros and cons of that for yourself.
Yeah, so the pros and cons. As a session musician or session guitarist, I was doing more of the live circuit. You're not home. Actually, I was doing some stuff. I was like out there, on the road for a while. There was a lot of there was inconsistency, and what I hate to go into personal stuff, but I got a girlfriend at the time, and I think that was kind of like where my mindset changed. I was like, I can't have a relationship, or I can't form anything while I'm doing this. So I got into production. It was a little bit more stable.
Okay. And how's that been going for you? Obviously, great.
Great. The thing is that I'm a creative at heart. I like making music. Music is like my first love, and I hate to say this, but women are my mistress, right? But music will always be my first love. That's my wife, and I love to make it. Whether it's touring or whether you're in the studio and making it as well. Just being a part of that creative process is just an amazing experience, and it's never old.
Yeah.
It's never old. And to work with new artists and to kind of figure out how people work, because there's always a different process. Everyone has a different creative process, and to synergize with each individual is just fantastic.
Yeah, awesome. David, your journey as well?
Yeah, mine was kind of different. Let's see. When I was a kid, there are pictures of me with my uncle's accordion, like a toy accordion. So like I come from like a big Tejano background, like south side of San Antonio, south side. But it wasn't until I was in college, I think I was 20, 21, and I was with this girl, and then she broke up with me, and it broke my heart, and then depression. And so I just got a cruddy laptop and started making these terrible beats, and I just stuck with it. It was a healthy outlet for me, and I actually tried to quit music twice, because
Really?
because I have, like a lot of us, we have like jobs and stuff, and I was like, oh, my career calling is I had done sales for these technology companies, and I tried to quit twice, but in life-threatening circumstances, when things were really hard, I found myself back into music. And then I think after like 4 or 5 years of making cruddy beats, I was in a studio in Austin, and then they were having a session. A friend of mine invited me just to vibe out and stuff. And in between the sessions, I got to play some beats. And then this guy was like, yo, I need that one. How much is it? And I remember a friend of mine was like, hey, because I was telling him, oh, selling beats sucks because I'm selling them for $20. And so in that moment, I was just like, $200 for an exclusive. And the guy just pulled out a wad of cash and gave me $200. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm not going to quit anymore. So,
wow.
That was it.
Nice.
It took all of that to give you that revelation.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then
and you've been at it ever since.
Yeah. I've been at it. I realized that it's gonna stay with me. I don't think there's any giving up. Like kind of like Adrian said, it's like our first love. It's not going anywhere.
So you said you were in Canada for like 2 years. So how was that experience compared to being here in the U.S. and Texas on top of that?
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna say this. I love Texas. I love. It's my home. It's where my heart is. But going to, I was specifically in Vancouver, so like about 200 miles north of Seattle, and it was the most beautiful city that I've ever been in. Like I went there because one of my buddies, he calls me up and he's like, hey, I got a condo, blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, great, good for you. And he was like, I can't afford my mortgage. I need a roommate. Would you like to live here? And I was like, I still don't know. And then I went out there, and then he undersold it. It was like on the 25th floor, and we had this view of the Pacific Ocean and like a concierge and a sauna. And I was like, okay, I can do this. And then I did the finances. I was like, this is how long I could be here until I can't be here no more.
Yeah.
And while I was there, I was surprised because they really got a hip hop scene. Like, people are grinding.
Oh yeah.
A lot of them want to come here. They want to come to LA. They want to, so they're just there. And I was like ciphers, and it was gorgeous.
Yeah, you'll be surprised how much Vancouver and Canadian music is thriving up there.
Shouts out to Ghetto Socks.
There's so many artists that I can't even list right now that's doing well. We're going to get into some music, and then we're going to come back and talk about how the business came together and what you guys are bringing to the table, so that artists can know what to look for. Hey, y'all, stay tuned. We've got more coming up in this block of music. We have music from Weston Zell and a track from our friend Javira. But right now, brand new music from Ari Linnell, a track that was written by the one and only Prince along with Sheila E. This is Noon Rendezvous. Keep it locked, y'all. More coming up. This is the Urban Suite, KSYM, San Antonio College Radio.